And good afternoon, everybody, and welcome here to our very first road course race of the season here in Season 8 of the Snickers Cup Series. Getting ready for race number 7. As you will notice, we had no Mobile Cup Series race, no Oreo Truck Series race, and no Last of Us Light Series race. This is a complete off week for all series except Snickers Cup, as we're getting ready to go racing here at Infineon for the Toyota Save Mart 350. And this is a track that we have come to, I believe, since the very start of the season, since we ever started the NNSCRA. And this is a track that I'm telling you what, folks, a lot of times comes down to fuel mileage. We're going to have to see if that's going to be the case here today. And it's going to be even more important for these drivers to put together a good strategy because, remember, the winner of this race could potentially get a spot in this season's Snickers Cup Series chase for the championship. This is also an opportunity for drivers like Sean Galligan, like Michael Norman, like Levi McIntyre, Makoto Iguchi, who have already gone to victory lane this season, to go to victory lane for a second time this season, and like Trent Dunham, already locked themselves up a spot in the chase for the championship, regardless of what happens during the rest of the regular season. One of those drivers is actually starting up here at the front of the field on the outside of the front row, and that is last week's winner from Auto Club, Michael Norman. So he's got a shot here today to maybe be the second driver to completely lock up a spot for this season's Snickers Cup Series chase for the championship. He'll start off alongside of the pole sitter, Ian Dutta. Dutta had a rather struggling race at Auto Club last week. He's been running up near the top 15 for most of the season in points, but now he's down to 17th in the standings. We'll see how he does here today. Makoto Iguchi, the Daytona 500 winner, lines up in third place. Iguchi is dead last in the point stands coming into this race and end up going to victory lane at the very start of the season in the Daytona 500. Really been a struggling season since winning the Great American Race for that number 9 team. Starts off third here today, and then Kyle Corbett coming off a great run last week at Auto Club that ended very poorly with a wreck near the closing stages of that race. Corbett just does not seem to be able to catch a break. We'll see how Corbett does here today. Corbett comes into this race currently sitting in the 23rd position in points. It looks like the top 5 will be completed by James Qualls. They're going to complete a full pace lap here, which will be around, I should say, this very long road course. So we're going to let them get going here and show you your starting lineup on top of your screen. Then we'll talk a little bit more about these drivers because we're going to have quite a bit of time to be able to do so. Coming into this race, the point stands are as follows. Sean Galligan bypassed Trent Dunham for the points lead last week at Auto Club. He comes in 4 points over Trent now in the standings. Danny Wells is third in the point standings. Fourth place, William Duncan and Sean Henley is in fifth. Harrison Langford 6th, Charles Jackson 7th. 8th, James McLeod. Dougie Shears is now 9th, and 10th place is Ashley LaPlante. One thing that's going to be an interesting topic here today is the fact that Twinix Racing's actually been coming into their element. 3 of their cars inside the top 10 in points with Wells, Henley, and McLeod. And the defending race winner of this event was none other than Sean Henley in the 57 starting today in the Viagra. Number 57 out of Twinix Racing. I believe he's starting somewhere around mid-pack. As a matter of fact, he officially is starting off from the 18th position. We'll see if Henley can maybe go back-to-back. It was actually the win at Infineon last season that was a big key into Sean Henley making last season's Snickers Cup Series chase for the championship. As far as the points coming into today and the drivers where they're starting, Sean Galligan is starting out somewhere outside the top 20. Trent Dunham, on the other hand, is starting all the way up in the 8th position. Danny Wells will be starting off from the 15th position, and William Duncan, I believe he's starting somewhere near the rear of the field too, because I do not see him up inside the top 25. Drivers that are on the outside looking in to get inside the top 10 in points after today's race include rookie Tanner Sullivan, actually the rookie points leader. He's 11th in points. Charles Sanford and his teammate Joshua Collard are 12th and 13th. Bob Jones and Zachary Fitzwater are 14th and 15th. We'll see if maybe a good run today can put them up inside the top 10 in the point standings. Like I said, a win here in today's event could very well lock yourself up a spot in this season's chase for the championship. I don't say guarantee you a spot in the chase for the championship because there's still quite a ways to go. We could potentially have more than 16 race winners this season before the regular season is over, and then it would be process of elimination via who is running the best in the point standings. The only driver that we can confirm is definitely going to be in this season's chase so far is Trent Dunham. That's because he has won 2 races here this season. But one step to get into the chase of the championship is you need to have a win, and several drivers today are going to try and check that off their list. Michael Norman did it last week. Let's see if somebody will be able to do it this week. We're getting ready here for 23 laps of road course racing. It's going to be hot and heavy, absolutely insane, and can't wait for it to happen. Will it come down to pit strategy? I think back to a previous Snickers Cup Series race when Chad Skinner won. It was in the number 66, but it was a Chevy out of Stewart-Haas Racing. Ian Dutta in the 66 leads us to the green here today at Infineon. This is one of the treacherous spots right here. Oh, Michael Norman forcing Ian Dutta off track. Dutta came right back, kind of gave a shove back to Michael Norman, and Norman is going to take the lead just like that. Oh, Ian Dutta way off track. Makoto Iguchi way off track. And oh, Trent Dunham has spun it. Dunham is around. And he saved it. So did James Qualls, and now someone else has spun. That's Dylan Poteet. Oh, and they're all piling up back here now. Look out. There were a lot of cars out of shape back here. They are 5 wide coming into this corner. This is not going to work, guys. And there they go some more. Canepa's around. Mason is around. Noah Hart is through the grass. Looks like that was Anthony McCrory encountering some problems there. There's Mason. There's Rogers. And the caution is out. As they're coming down here to the caution flag, Michael Norman leads. Battle is on for second. James McLeod to the inside of Kyle Corbett. And it looks like McLeod will clear Kyle Corbett for second place, but here comes Corbett back to the inside. Drag race to the line. Corbett holds on to the second position just barely. Dutta will be fourth and Makoto Iguchi in fifth. Behind the leader, Michael Norman. There is Jake Rogers. There's Ralph Mason. I don't really think anybody got a whole lot of damage out of this. Whoa! A little contact there between Noah Hart and Isaac Canepa. That almost turned into a disaster. A lot of the Audis caught up in this one. Silver Fox there. There's Tanner Sullivan. I believe there's another Audi not too far ahead. But that is our first caution of the day, and that was a lot of stuff to try and cover in that very first lap. Nice save by Trent Dunham, though. I think he's still running in the top 10. After just looping his machine around and continuing on. But Michael Norman's the leader under the caution flag here. We've got a lot of replays to cover here. We're only on the we're on the second lap, but it took place in the first lap of today's event. Let's look back at a replay of what happened. Well, taking a look here at Trent Dunham. And, oh, when Ian Dutta and Makoto Iguchi went really wide through that corner, James Qualls hooked the discount tire forward to Makoto Iguchi and turned Iguchi down into Trent Dunham. That's what caused both Trent Dunham and James Qualls to spin. And watch Trent Dunham slides it around, is able to avoid that wall right there, and keeps it going. Oh, and then Dylan Poteet just flat out lost it. So that's what happened to Poteet. Cole Daly actually does the exact same thing. And let's see what causes this big log jam back here. There were a lot of guys out of shape coming into this corner. There's Canepa. Oh, maybe they all actually did get through here. Maybe it was just the Dylan Poteet machine that kind of held them up. It looks like everybody gets through here okay. But then, look at this. They were 5 wide, 6 wide coming down here towards this corner. And there's just no way that's going to work. Let's see if we can... Oh, there you go. Jake Rogers. Off the nose of Dylan Poteet and Ralph Mason. That's how that all started, right there in front of the field. And then everybody's going to start checking up and trying to find a way through. They're 4x4x4 going through this corner. There's no possible way. Noah Hart slides through there. I think he actually avoided the wall, too. Nice piece of driving there. There's Jake Rogers. There's Gonzalez. Sullivan, Mason, Canepa, Poteet. And then everybody, fortunately, able to settle it out getting through the S's here. There's Galligan almost turning Fitzwater. Charles Jackson through the grass here, going to lose some valuable track position. There's James Silverfox back here, caught on the inside line, as well as John Cittadino, but I think right now they would have gladly given up that track position in order to not be involved in the chaos going on up in front of them. And there is Canepa, and there is Poteet. Mason and Rogers. Looks like everybody was able to continue from this, but a lot of cars spinning and not finding grip in some of these corners, it appears. So that could play a big key factor into how many times we'll see drivers on pit road for fresh rubber in the course of today's event. But we're under the yellow for the first time today for a lot of stuff as we head back now for the restart. Getting ready to go back green on lap 4 of 23. Michael Norman is the leader. Kyle Corbett second. James McLeod runs third. Fourth place will be Ian Dutta with Makoto Oguchi in fifth. Dylan Young is now 6th. 7th place Dougie Shears. Joshua Michaels is in 8th. Jessica Shelton 9th. And Sean Henley will now run inside the top 10. I don't think we have anybody out of the race, and that is indeed the case. Everybody that was involved in that, Jake Rogers, Ralph Mason, Noah Hart, Dylan Poteet, Canepa, Jackson, they all are continuing on. So our first caution for a lot of spinners, but not as much wreckers. So we will get back with a full 42 car field for this, our first restart of the day. And you got to wonder if maybe with a single file restart now, we may end up actually getting a little bit of green flag racing in here. Only time will tell as Michael Norman gets us back underway. Norman looking to do the same thing Trent Dunham did earlier on this season. That's win back-to-back Snickers Cup Series races. James McLeod in a tight battle there again with Kyle Corbett. It's as if that caution flag never came out. 51 and 56 still racing hard. Dougie Shears got way off course there, but he's able to hang on to it. And now Corbett is going to hang on to the second position off of James McLeod. Here comes McLeod again, though. He's not giving up. McLeod wants that position, and he's going to take it by any means necessary, and there he goes. He's going to clear Kyle Corbett coming into this corner. New second-place driver is going to be the 51, and the caution flag is waving again. So we're going to get back to the stripe here. Good battle going on here for the, this would be for the 5th position, I believe. Koto Oguchi has it. Dylan Young wants it, and Oguchi's going to hold off Dylan Young, at least for now. Meanwhile, behind them, Danny Wells just got around his Tweenix Racing teammate Sean Henley, which I believe just put Henley outside of the top 10 now. Seth Cole right behind him in the BMW. So here comes Dylan Young back again on the inside line, not going to be able to make the move, and there's somebody on pit road. It was a blue car, and the only blue cars I can think of in this field are possibly maybe Jacob Lawler, maybe Sean Galligan, maybe Nathan Hudson. I don't know if it's one of them, but the caution flag is out. Let's look at pit road and see. Oh, Charles Sanford was collecting whatever this was. And the points leader was indeed involved. Sean Galligan, the 44 BMW. Our winner from Coca-Cola has been collected. The Pontiac of Ralph Mason has now got some more damage on his machine. I'm trying to look here. Oh, wow, a lot of damage to the front of Charles Jackson's Red Bull Toyota. Megan Atkins has also got damage on her machine. There is Charles Jackson's car. Badly, badly mangled. Tanner Sullivan's got damage. And there is Megan Atkins' machine. You can't see it from this angle, but there is... Oh, that's Bob Jones. I'm showing the wrong car. There is Megan Atkins. Oh, you can actually see damage on the front of her machine as well. There you see on the left side, too. Whoa! Shove there from Tanner Sullivan. Maybe some tempers flaring here at Infineon. That's the last thing you need to have happen. I mean, it's hard enough to drive these race cars, but to have someone at your back bumper trying to wreck you, that just makes it even worse. Caution flag is out, though. It looks like we got more wrecked race cars in this one than we did in our first caution. And one of the drivers involved that has already taking his car to pit road and is trying to get extensive repairs done on his BMW is the guy who came in today's race as the points leader, Sean Galligan. Watch the right side of your screen. Charles Samper and Jessica Shelton both off course, going to try and make this turn while on the dirt portion, and there's no grip there. Samper's almost literally shoving Jessica Shelton into that corner. And then right here, Samper is going to flat out lose it. He gets into Sean Galligan. Galligan then going to clip Jessica Shelton as he comes up. And then Galligan's going to take and back it into the tire barrier right there. That's why he had to teleport to pit road. I believe the car became lodged into that wall of tires. But there was something else that also takes place here involving Charles Jackson, Megan Atkins and company. Oh, and here it is right here. Okay, so let's rewind it a little bit. I believe it's actually going to start with Megan Atkins in the 33. And I think it could be a follow-up to what we just saw happen with Galligan, Sanford and company. I think Sanford actually spins up the track. That is Kyle Matthews in the 24 who also had spun. There's the contact between Atkins and Sanford. And then here comes Tanner Sullivan into the mix. I believe he's going to get rear-ended right here by Charles Jackson. It was just a whole logjam, a pile-up of drivers not realizing that there was somebody stopped in front of them. And that is what is going to bring out the second caution of the day. A whole logjam here. There is Isaac Canepa, and then here comes Ralph Mason. There's where Mason gets his damage as well. A lot of drivers collected in this one. A number of drivers who were running near the rear of the field basically were relying, I guess, on pit strategy to get them up to the front. And it looks like they may not even be able to continue this race. As right here, I believe Sanford may get another hit from Ralph Mason in just a moment, but that's what put us out of the caution for the second time here today at Infineon. Let's head back once again for the restart. You like the word restart? Well, you better learn to love it here in this race, because I have a feeling we're going to be having plenty of them here in this 23-lap race. These drivers having difficulty finding grip, and they're also racing each other really, really hard here as if it's the last lap. We still will have at the stripe 17 laps to go. As Michael Norman leads, second place Kyle Corbett, Ian Dutta is now third, James McLeod in fourth, and fifth is Makoto Iguchi. Then it's Dylan Young, Joshua Michaels, Danny Wells, Sean Henley, and Seth Cole. That is the top 10. Anthony McCurry right back there in 11th. We know his love for the road courses, and he's trying to crack his way inside the top 10. Actually, I believe he's one of the only Kyotech machines actually doing well here today. Green flag in red, come back out. We got to wait until they cross the stripe before we know if any drivers are out of the race. And there is the green. We're back underway here on our second restart of the day. It has been all Michael Norman up front. He's really not had any challenge for the lead, but that could change. Corbett takes a peek to the bottom. Here he comes. Can Corbett make a move on Michael Norman through this corner? Norman goes wide. Kyle Corbett to the lead. Ian Dutta moved by for second. And it looks like we may have only one driver out of the race, and I believe that could be Kyle Corbett's teammate, Charles Jackson, in the 54. And are we still green? We are still green. The last time they hit this portion of the racetrack, we ended up having the caution flag coming out, but we are still green flag racing. It's Corbett. Leads the way, now goes way off track, though. That brings Ian Dutta right to his back bumper, and here comes Dutta for the lead. Ian Dutta lost the top position at the drop of the green flag after starting on the pole. He's back to the front. Now he messes it up, and here comes Corbett to go back to the point. Michael Norman right there as well. Then it's Makoto Iguchi and James McLeod waiting to see what happens in this three-car battle. Corbett now back to the point, side by side between Ian Dutta and Michael Norman, and we're still green flag racing here. So we're finally getting to see what these drivers race under green conditions. As Corbett leads the way. Wow, they're leaning on each other back there between Ian Dutta and Michael Norman. Makoto Iguchi trying to see which line's going to open up. He may end up moving up to second if these two wreck each other. Now Dutta goes way wide and is going to lose a lot of spots. All the way back, losing fourth, fifth place to James McLeod and Joshua Michaels. And now Sean Henley all over his back bumper. I believe that would be for sixth. As Michaels is starting to move his way up here, he now takes over the fourth position. James McLeod right behind him in fifth. Oh, look out. Pit stop's going on and the caution flag is out. Galligan just hit pit road. So did Bob Jones, Trent Dunham, and I believe that was Tanner Sullivan as Dylan Young has spun around. Nathan Hudson has spun. And that's going to be a caution flag. And these drivers that pitted, they are still on the tail end of the lead lap. This could really help them out to maybe be up at the front of the field when these drivers have to pit. Pit road is closed, and Corbett is the leader under our third caution of the day. See if anybody else may have been involved in this. There is Dylan Young. Looks like it may have just been a spin between the 2 and the 84. Not rightly sure. There's teammates out of Hendrick Dowling Motorsports, Ashley LaPlante and Kyle Matthews back here too. I don't know if they were maybe collected in this. Looks like everybody else was able to get through it. And I'm not certain, but I think actually Sean Galligan is still on the lead lap, the points leader. Is that the case? Yeah, he is. He's still on the lead lap. He was able to get off pit road before the drivers came around under caution to lap him. So, tremendous job by that 44 team to get him back off pit road and stay on the lead lap. Kyle Corbett is our leader under our third caution. Let's look back at a replay of what put us under the yellow here for the third time today at Infineon. Now, Dylan Young was actually running single file here in the 9th position, up inside the top 10, and it looks like nobody is even going to help him go around. I think he actually may have just lost it. He's trying to go underneath Danny Wells here in the 4. Oh, maybe he slides it off the corner. Yep, he did. He slid off the corner and made contact with the right rear of Danny Wells, and that's what caused his car to spin around. And then Dougie Shears almost hit him. And then where's the 84 of Nathan Hudson? Because I think he may have actually had the same kind of thing happen to him. Oh no, he just flat out loses it. Yep. Had Brandon Gonzalez right behind him. And a rookie mistake here. Just locked up the brakes there. It doesn't look like he got on the brakes early enough. Then he just locked him up, and the car's going to go spin around on him through that area. Oh, another car spun around there, too. It looked like that was Levi McIntyre. It was indeed. So, Dylan Young, Levi McIntyre, and his teammate Nathan Hudson all spinning out here in this corner. And that was enough to put us under the yellow here once again. Let's head back now for green and see if these drivers are going to have to make any pit stops under this third caution. And they are indeed hitting the pit road. All the leaders coming to pit lane. Corbett, Iguchi, Michael Norman, Ian Dutta coming down to his first pit stall. Let's go to our pit lane camera. 2 tires for Corbett. He is down and away. Michaels is going to come out in second. Iguchi in third, and then a drag race for fourth between 2 teammates, James McLeod and Sean Henley. There's Seth Cole, Michael Norman, Dougie Shears, Ian Dutta, Gonzalez and Danny Wells battling off there for, I believe that was 10th place off of pit road. And I don't think anybody stayed out. I'm trying to look for Sean Galligan and company and see if those drivers who pitted under that last green flag run, if they pitted again here under this run. Well, maybe not. They may have actually stayed out. There's Zachary Fitzwater. I think we may actually have some new leaders. Let's head back to live action. And we do indeed have a new leader up at the front of the field. Joshua Collard in the number 34. The Mitsubishi Lancer out of Gonzalez Motorsports is the current leader. However, I don't think he was one of those drivers who came to pit road under that last green flag run, which means he's trying to stretch it even further here. Does have a little bit of damage there too, it looks like. Oh no, that's not damage. Never mind. It just was the same color as the asphalt and it kind of blended in. But interesting strategy on the part there of the Sega Mitsubishi. But he is going to restart as the leader. Second place will be Tanner Sullivan. Trent Dunham third. Fourth place is going to be Bob Jones. And Sean Galligan will be in fifth. Those 4 drivers, Jones, Galligan, as well as Trent Dunham and Tanner Sullivan, all pitted just before that caution came out, remained on the lead lap, and now have cycled around inside the top 5. Drivers who did pit that we just saw, Kyle Corbett restarts in 6th. 7th is Joshua Michaels. 7th place is going to be, or I'm sorry, 8th place rather, will be Makoto Iguchi. 9th place, Jace McLeod. And Sean Henley is going to restart in 10th. So talk about things working out for a couple of drivers. The top 2 in points, Sean Galligan and Trent Dunham, utilizing some pit strategy here. It moves them up now inside the top 5. Behind Joshua Collard, who is trying to work his way back into the top 10 in points. Comes in 13th in the standings and is still looking for his first win of the season. Still trying to get Mitsubishi Lancer to victory lane for the first time this season. Green flag back out here on lap 11 of 23. I very greatly doubt that we have any other drivers out of the race. And we do not. Still only 1 driver out of the race, and that is Charles Jackson, as Collard leads the way. Got a good tussle going on here. Bob Jones has the 4th position. Sean Galligan wants it. Now Galligan gets kind of wide through that corner. Now here comes his teammate Joshua Michaels. These are the drivers that pitted under caution. Michaels going to get by Kyle Corbett. Makoto Iguchi about to do the same. And now Michaels going underneath his own teammate here, Sean Galligan. Remember when Galligan went to victory lane at Coca-Cola, it was Joshua Michaels who finished 2nd behind him. So these two are teammates, and they have a little bit of history of running up with each other. As Galligan was able to clear Michaels, though, he'll hold on to 5th place, and the caution flag is out again. And that's going to be good news, I think, for Joshua Collard, who I believe is the only driver yet this race to come to pit road. So with the caution flag coming out again, this will allow Collard the opportunity to now come to the pit lane, but he was able to stay out and lead a couple of laps. Trent Dunham right behind him in 2nd. Drag Race coming here for 3rd. Tanner Sullivan is going to have it. Bob Jones made a little bit of a challenge there, but not enough. And so the caution flag is out for the 4th time here at Infineon. And oh, James McLeod apparently was the reason for this one, and we saw him running up inside the top 10 for pretty much this whole race. 8th in points coming into this race, too. And up ahead of him, it looks like Jake Rogers. I don't know, was Rogers off the pace, maybe? Yeah, I think it was just James McLeod that was involved in this one. And that's a tough break there for the 51. Caution flag is out one more time. See if we can see what extensive damage may be on the Star Fox Chevy. It doesn't look like it's too terribly bad. I don't think it's enough to take him out of the race, but obviously, after running up inside the top 10, he's going to be starting quite a ways back, and this is not going to help him as far as his position in points. But caution flag is out. Joshua Collard leads. Let's head back and see what happened to James McLeod, who puts under the caution for the 4th time here today in Infineon Raceway. Well, we actually had more happen before that incident with McLeod. Ian Dutta going to lock up the brakes. He's going to spin out. Watch on the right side of your screen. Harrison Langford in the 43 is going to do exactly the same thing. There's some contact there between Dutta and John Cittadino. And there you see Langford. He locked up the brakes as well. He spun out. And Cody Lamas almost didn't allow the 43 to be able to turn around. And then, coming down here into this corner, Sean Henley is the one that's going to have some problems. He's going to slide off the corner, and then Seth Cole overdrives the corner big time, gets into the Viagra Chevrolet, and then guess who's going to be the one to hit Sean Henley? His teammate, James McLeod in the 51. And then, oh, Michael Norman. Oh, Norman got quite a chunk of that, too. Oh, wow, tough break there for last week's winner, Michael Norman. A lot of hood damage to his machine after getting the effect of the whiplash of McLeod punting his teammate and kind of spinning him around like a baseball bat right into the hood of the Wrangler Chevy of Michael Norman. So there were quite a couple of drivers up here, McLeod, Henley, and Michael Norman, who all ended up getting some damage out of that. And it looked like the initial start of that wreck was Seth Cole, actually, with him overdriving the corner. And then I believe, I'm not certain, but I think there may be something else that happened to James McLeod. Yeah, right here. He's going to get run over by somebody. Well, who is it that he gets punted by? It might be Ian Dutta. No, it was Dylan Young. Got punted in the back by the Hooters Ford. It punts him into the grass, and then he's going to slide, and he's going to hit the wall one more time. That's where he got his damage on the left side of his machine. He got the hood damage from hitting his teammate Henley, and then he gets left side damage there from that punt in the S's, courtesy of Dylan Young's Orange Deuce. So, man, as if it wasn't bad enough for McLeod, it just turned worse. Caution flag is out, though, and Infineon's starting to pick its targets. A lot of the front runners encountering problems here as we're getting close to the halfway point of today's race. Well, I had thought that Joshua Collard had not come to pit road when all those others, Galligan, Dunham, Sullivan, and Bob Jones had. Apparently I was wrong, because they did not come to pit road this time, too. Apparently they are still on the same strategy as the drivers behind them. So Collard will restart as the leader here on lap 14 of 23. Trent Dunham will line up second, Tanner Sullivan third, Bob Jones in fourth, Sean Galligan. Talk about turning a day around. He's now up in the 5th position. 6th place is Joshua Michaels. 7th place, Makoto Iguchi. Corbett runs in 8th. Seth Cole is now 9th. And Dougie Shears is going to complete the top 10. So Joshua Collard. Just a couple of weeks ago, we had Sean Galligan put BMW in victory lane for the very first time in NNSCRA history. Here today in Infineon, will we see a Mitsubishi Lancer go to victory lane for the very first time in NNSCRA history? We're about to find out, though. We are past the halfway point. Lap 14 of 23 will go on the board. We have a total of 10 laps to go here today at Infineon. And how eager are these drivers going to be racing hard again? I think they're going to be very eager. As the battle is on for position back there, Joshua Michaels and Makoto Iguchi. Whoa, Bob Jones makes an aggressive move there to block Sean Galligan, and now here comes Michaels. Looking underneath Makoto Iguchi, now going to try and go underneath his teammate Sean Galligan. Working his way up here, up into the 5th position, now is up ahead. Bob Jones looked like he was all over Tanner Sullivan. That didn't last very long. Collard going to keep the top position. Dunham in 2nd. Single file right now between the top 4, top 5. As Sean Galligan is continuing to lose positions. Now Kyle Corbett looking underneath him. That would be for 6th place. Makoto Iguchi right behind as well. And then here comes another rookie out of Rogers V8 Performance Motorsports, Joshua Balkowitz, having a great run right here in the 91. 3rd in rookie points and looking very strong. Battle between some teammates too out of M&M. Dougie Shears and Megan Atkins. Let's jump back up here towards the front as we got a battle for the lead. Trent Dunham side by side with Joshua Collard. Who's going to win out of this? Keep in mind, Trent Dunham could end up picking up his 3rd win of the season here today at Infineon. I didn't even really think of that, but he's up here at the front, and he actually is now at the front taking over the lead from Joshua Collard. Let's see if anybody else is out of the race here, too. No, it doesn't look like it. However, they're saying Kyle Matthews and William Duncan did not cross the stripe. Did they make pit stops? Yes, they did. Pit strategy coming into play. Duncan and Kyle Matthews on pit road. So very interesting strategy here. This may end up becoming down to fuel mileage. And the caution flag is out again. So Duncan and Kyle Matthews used the exact same strategy that these guys at the front, Collard, Bob Jones, Trent Dunham, Sean Galligan, had used under our caution last time. Or no, 2 cautions ago, I should say. And Trent Dunham is the leader. It's going to be a good battle coming down here to the stripe for 3rd place. Bob Jones has it. Joshua Michaels wants it. Well, that wasn't much of a battle. Michaels going to bypass Bob Jones easily and take away 3rd. As Trent Dunham is going to lead us once again under the caution flag. This, I believe, is our 5th caution of the day. And Dunham is the leader, looking for his 3rd win of the season. Let's see what this caution came out for. These were the drivers that both were on pit road. And there is our caution. Nathan Hudson in the 84. That car is completely demolished. That looks like he ran into the back of somebody, maybe jacked them up. And that could have been one of the cars he may have jacked up. Megan Atkins in the 33, currently on pit road, and we saw her actually not too far outside the top 10. Oh, James Qualls in the 70 also collected in this one. It's been a struggling rookie season for that driver, 40th in points. And I believe those are the drivers that were collected in this one. Everybody else appears to be okay. Oh, there is some damage on the Jake Rogers machine again. Some hood damage. And Michael Norman has now got no hood, and neither does Jessica Shelton. I don't know what happened to the 94, but now she is missing a hood. And there's now damage to the Brandon Gonzalez machine. The hood of his Vanguard number 23 badly mangled. So he may have been collecting whatever this was. I don't know why, but I have a sinking suspicion this either took place in the S's or coming out of turn 10. We're about to find out, though, as your leader under the caution flag currently is the guy who comes in 2nd in points and the only driver so far to have himself a guaranteed spot in this season's chase for the championship, and that is Trent Dunham. Let's look back at a replay of what happened as the stages are coming to a close here at Infineon. This wreck's going to start up closer to the front of the field than I thought. This was actually a battle for the 4th position. Bob Jones had just gotten around Tanner Sullivan. Joshua Michaels trying to do the same. Going to hook the number 20 Audi in the right rear. Sullivan then slides down here into the grass area. I believe he is going to get the wall right there. And then here comes the bad part. He's going to then come back up the racetrack into the racing surface, and I believe the driver he's going to hit is going to be the 33 of Megan Atkins, who at the time was actually battling with Seth Cole. I believe that was for the 10th position, and comes right up here. Atkins has nowhere to go. Her car goes spinning around right in front of Harrison Langford. Levi McIntyre also blocked up by this, but then it's not over. Look at this. Hit from Danny Wells is going to flip the 33 over, so Danny gets involved. McCrory actually went sliding there. You can see him on the bottom of your screen. Look at Silver Fox. Oh, I thought he was going to get through, but he didn't. Silver Fox got a piece of it. There's Qualls hitting the upside down 33. And I don't think it's over yet. Nathan Hudson has not yet come into the picture. Ralph Mason drives straight on through. Cody Lamas has got damage now. Charles Sanford, I think he got a piece of it. And then here come more drivers. Jacob Lawler, he gets a piece of it. As a matter of fact, then he gets nailed in the back by Nathan Hudson. It wasn't Atkins who got hit. Oh, and then somebody else gets involved. That was Jake Rogers on the left side of your screen. You can't see him. He just went off screen. There he is. He ended up getting a piece. I believe it was of Jacob Lawler as well, and there's a lot of damage on his car. And then who's that car trying to sneak around there? That, I believe, is, that's Noah Hart in the 81. Man, that was a wild ride there for Megan Atkins, and a number of drivers getting some rather extensive damage from that one as well. That's probably one of the harder hitting wrecks that we've had this entire race. And it's coming here in the closing stages of today's race at Infineon. And I'm telling you what, I think this thing's going to come down to fuel mileage and pit strategy. And right now, William Duncan and Kyle Matthews, we know, can make it the rest of the way after their pitting just before this caution came out. Let's see how it all pans out. Let's head back to green. Well, Joshua Collar did come to pit road, and so he is going to be starting close to the rear of the field. Trent Dunham, however, did not. He's going to stay out. And you know what? Why not? If you're a guy that's already guaranteed a spot in the chase, why not go for risks like this and try and pick up a third win in just 7 races? I mean, it's not such a bad strategy. Joshua Michaels lines up in second. Bob Jones in third. Fourth place, Kyle Corbett. Sean Galligan in fifth. I can't say enough about how this driver has made quite a comeback here today. He ended up getting involved in a wreck. He ended up having to teleport to pit road, got off pit road before the drivers came around to lap him, remained on the lead lap, and then ended up utilizing pit strategy the following green flag run, came down pit road, and now has been up inside the top 10 ever since. And that's the points leader coming into this race. Makoto Iguchi in 6th, teammate Joshua Balkowitz 7th, Dougie Shears 8th, Seth Cole in 9th, and Harrison Langford's been in a couple of skirmishes today too, running very solidly still in the 10th position. Getting ready to go back to green. Drivers out of the race after this include Megan Atkins and Nathan Hudson, possibly Jake Rogers and James Qualls. We'll confirm that in just a minute. Green flag back out here on lap 18 of 23, 6 to go here at Sonoma. And Qualls and Jake Rogers are indeed out of the race. I believe Jacob Lawler is still on track. He has been able to continue as Michaels tries to get around Trent Dunham here. Oh, Joshua Balkowitz actually got turned off track, but he saved it. As the battle is on for the lead. Oh, Michaels trying to throw a block here on Trent Dunham, but Trent wants that lead back. Side by side for that position. Meanwhile, side by side for third between Bob Jones and Kyle Corbett. As Joshua Michaels trying to look for his first win of the season. Trent Dunham looking for his third. And we're still green flag racing. Normally I'll look at the lights here coming through the S's. Oh man, look at this battle here. It was 3 wide between some teammates. The 9, the 91, and the 43, and somehow they all got through it. And how about Isaac Canepa working his way up here? Right now, I believe he's just outside the top 10 in 11th place. And look at this. The guy who won this event 1 year ago, Sean Henley's back up in the thick of it after he got turned around by Seth Cole earlier on. Meanwhile, further up front, it's getting awfully crazy. The leader now is Joshua Michaels. Trent Dunham now has fallen into the clutches of Kyle Corbett and Bob Jones. Seth Cole back there as well with Sean Galligan. All 3 of the BMWs are right now running up inside the top 10, with Michaels leading, Cole in 5th, and Sean Galligan in 6th place. But right now it is all Joshua Michaels leading the way. And Bob Jones just moved by for 3rd place underneath of Kyle Corbett. Seth Cole has now moved up into 4th place. Good run today here for Seth Cole. 27th in the point standings and having a good run. All the BMWs having a good run. Sean Galligan now trying to work his way by. Oh, Corbett just got dumped by Dougie Shears right up in front of traffic. Caution flag. Oh my goodness. Right up in front of the rest of the field in the S's where there's very, very little maneuvering room. Caution flag is waving with Joshua Michaels, the leader right now. When they hit the stripe, it's 4 to go. I think we will get back to green, and there's drivers lining the pit lane there. I think I saw Zachary Fitzwater on pit road. I believe Levi McIntyre was on pit road, and there's more that have teleported to pit road after some hard-hitting wrecks going on there in the S-turns. This one was probably one of the hardest-hitting ones. There is Noah Hart's machine. Oh, Dylan Pote, what happened to him? Smoking is the 31. Something happened to him. Oh, Danny Wells has been collected in this one. There is Jacob Lawler. I don't know if he was collected or not. There is what's left of Kyle Corbett's machine. And we know that he got dumped by that guy, Dougie Shears. Man, that was a battle, I think, up just inside the top 5, too. There is Pote. Oh, Dylan Young is on pit road. And his day is over. Who else was in this? Kyle Matthews, who tried utilizing pit strategy today. Apparently, it did not work. What a tough break there. He and William Duncan both were trying to use like pit strategy. There is what's left of Levi McIntyre's machine. He had been dodging bullets all day, was just outside the top 10. There is Zachary Fitzwater, who came off a great run last week at Auto Club. And the caution flag is for sure waving. Oh, Harrison Langford has got damage in the 43 machine. Hood damage on his car. You just see it there. Oh, man, look at this. John Cittadino, Joshua Collard. They've got damage now. Collard, who tried utilizing some pit strategy. John Cittadino, who's been running near the rear of the field all day, was actually up inside the top 20. Caution flag is out. And this was a big one, folks. Next time around, there's going to be 3 to go. Displayed for Joshua Michaels. We will get back green, but let's head back and look at a replay of what happened. This one was a wreck that really was a tough one for a lot to avoid, and it collected a lot of drivers running up inside the top 10, top 15, and top 20, as it looks like one driver's coming to pit road. That could be the Tanner Sullivan machine. Several others coming to pit road as well to repair their damaged race cars after what's going to maybe be our final caution of the day. But if we get back green, we still have potential for one more caution, so let's quickly head back for a replay. Well, this was initially what brought out the caution flag, and I think I should mention, too, that when we went back green, both James McLeod and Cole Daly made pit stops. So that's why they were near the rear of the field. But there you see, Brandon Gonzalez just going to flat out lose it, get some contact there with William Duncan, and then a hit from the Noah Hart machine spins the 23 around. So that's what ended up causing the problem with him. But let's jump up here to Dougie Shears. And there it is right there. He's just going to flat out hook Kyle Corbett and watch the impact into the wall for these two. Oh my goodness. Corbett's car did not come back up into traffic. It was Dougie Shears' car right in front of Isaac Canepa. Canepa up in front of Langford. Number of these guys were running so well. There is Levi McIntyre. He's not going to be able to make it through. Or actually, he does make it through. I think he actually is going to get hooked by Ralph Mason. Something happens further up here. We'll look at it in just a minute here. Got to see if there's Cody Lamas getting collected. No, it was the trouble up here with Levi McIntyre that collected more drivers. Oh wow, he just got flat out turned into the tire barrier. Look at this. Ralph Mason gonna hook him. And right here, oh wow, car got airborne going off the rumble strips and right into the entranceway part of that, the beginning of that tire barrier. Man. There's Cody Lamas around, and then Cody's going to get hit there from John Cittadino. That's how Cittadino got his damage. And then, oh, Collard got his damage earlier. Who did he hit? Oh, he didn't hit anybody. Wait a minute. Where does he get that? Oh, we had something happen back here that I didn't even see. Something with Fitzwater. Oh, Fitzwater and Poteet. Oh, Poteet just really overdrives that corner hard and into Fitzwater. Both of these drivers had solid outings last week at Auto Club, and the two of them getting together here. And then they come right back up into traffic, right in front of Jessica Shelton. Oh, Charles Sanford doesn't know how lucky he is. There's where Collard gets collected. And here you see Gonzalez spinning in the back there. I didn't realize something had happened further up in this portion of the track. Ashley LaPlante going to get a piece of it. Dylan Young is going to hit the back of Fitzwater. That's how he got his damage. And then here comes Kyle Matthews into view. I think he may end up hitting somebody. No. Oh, there's where Danny Wells gets involved. I think he hit Fitzwater. Yep, right there. He gets the Fitzwater machine. Man. But what happens to the 24? Oh, wow, Duncan. Close call there. 24 car had something happen to him. We're going to slide off this corner, but I don't think that's an... Oh, that's why. Oh, man. Good grief. Look at this. Kyle Matthews, he's going to lose it here in this corner. And then William Duncan's going to do the same. And take a look at the impact here. Bam! Right in the passenger side door. And the 24 is going to flip over onto his roof, and it's not over. He's going to get another hit from somebody here. There's James Silverfox spinning around that corner. Oh, and then Brandon Gonzalez slides up into Danny Wells, and then they're going to slide up into the upside-down machine of Kyle Matthews. And then if I'm not mistaken, I believe something's going to happen to the smoking machine of Dylan Poteet further down here. Right around here. Yeah, I believe it's right here. He's smoking, he's off the pace. And then here comes Jacob Lawler. He's just going to punt Dylan Poteet in the right rear. And Poteet is going to take yet another hit into the tire barrier, this time coming down towards the entrance of pit road. And that's going to give more damage to Jacob Lawler's 5. Wow, a lot of hard licks taken here on this lap. And we're going to have a lot more drivers in the garage area as a result. I can guarantee you that. Caution flag is out, though. Joshua Michaels is the leader. Let's see if we get back green to finish out today's race. Pace car peels off. We'll get back green on lap 22 of 23. 2 laps to go. Green, white, checkered. If the caution comes out at any point, they will race it back to the line. First to the line will win today's Toyota Save Mart 350. Joshua Michaels leads. Trent Dunham second. Bob Jones third. Seth Cole fourth. Joshua Balkowitz fifth. Galligan is 6th, Makoto Gucci is 7th rather, 8th Sean Henley, 9th Ralph Mason, and Anthony McCurry completes the top 10 as we get ready to go to green for the final time here today at Infineon. Joshua Michaels trying to pick up BMW's second win of the season. Galligan did it 2 weeks ago at Coca-Cola. Michaels gets a great jump here. Trent Dunham did not, and Dunham now falls into the clutches of Seth Cole and Bob Jones. Michaels has got to be looking right and left at those caution lights, hoping they're going to turn yellow here. Because he doesn't want to have to go 2 laps holding off this field. He'd love to have it be just 1 lap and win this thing under caution. As he took that turn a little wide, Trent Dunham gets a big run on him coming into this corner. Looking for the lights. They're still green. Michaels continues to lead. Dunham is now taken over the second position. Bob Jones into third. Lights are still green. Lights are still green. We're still green flag racing. Oh, and Seth Cole just got dumped by Bob Jones. Shades of what happened to Dougie Shears and Kyle Corbett. That's going to be the caution. Now, can Michaels hold off Trent Dunham? Because Dunham is right there. Can Dunham make a move here coming into turn 11? It's got to happen here. It's got to happen now. Michaels, Dunham, through the paperclip turn 11. Michaels hangs on to the top spot. Dunham is not able to close. Joshua Michaels is going to come down under caution. White flag displayed. Michaels is going to win here today at Infineon, the Toyota Save Mart 350. BMW goes to victory lane for the second time this season, and for the second time in his career, Joshua Michaels will go to Snickers Cup Series victory lane. His only win was with Everham Racing back in Season 6 when he won a late race at Texas. And today at Sonoma, Joshua Michaels shows off his road course racing skills as he's going to come away with the victory. Trent Dunham is going to finish in second. How about the rookie teammates out of Rogers V8 Performance Motorsports? Joshua Balkowitz in third, Makoto Iguchi in fourth, and Anthony McCrory comes from out of nowhere to finish out the fifth position. Galligan, we talked about his struggles early on, his pit strategy. The points leader will remain the points leader after a tremendous job today. He'll get sixth place. Actually, wait a minute. As I'm looking at it, with Galligan finishing sixth and Dunham finishing second, I think we're going to actually have a tie for the points lead between Dunham and Galligan. I may be wrong, but I think that's going to be the case. Sanford, how about Charles Sanford? We didn't really talk much about him today, but dodging and weaving, he's going to come away with seventh. Eighth place, Chris Washer. What a great run for this guy. He's been having a tough season. 37th in points. His teammate right behind him there. Great day for Uper Motorsports as Dunham will get ninth. And Michael Norman, without a hood, is going to finish out 10th today after his win last week at Auto Club. Cody Lamas is going to be 11th. 12th will be Ralph Mason. 13th, Ashley LaPlante. Jacob Lawler, 14th and 15th. James McLeod, nice comeback for that driver. Jessica Shelton gets 16th. Gonzalez, 17th. James Silverfox dodging and weaving through wrecks all day long. Going to come away with 18th. 19th, Tanner Sullivan. I believe 20th place is going to be John Cittadino with Bob Jones in 21st. And then Cole Daly looks like will be 22nd. Caution flag waving here. I don't think we have time to show a replay. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, no. Drivers are out of fuel. Iguchi, Sanford, Lamas. They're out of fuel, and they're not going to come away with a top 10. Oh, that's a tough break for those guys. Couldn't make it on Sunoco Racing fuel. As Joshua Michaels is going to come down here to receive the caution and the checkered flag. Joshua Michaels, his second career Snickers Cup Series victory, his first of the season, and could potentially have a chance at making this season's Snickers Cup Series chase for the championship. Joshua Michaels crosses the line and wins the Toyota Save Mart 350 at Infineon Raceway. And I am fairly certain Trent Dunham and Sean Galligan are going to head into next week's event at Talladega as co-points leaders. Wow. We are not going to look back at a replay of what brought out that caution flag. We basically saw what happened with Bob Jones and Seth Cole wrecking. Whoever was involved in it really doesn't matter because they're not going to finish here. And so we aren't going to bother to look back at a replay because this race is officially over now with Joshua Michaels taking the checkered flag. So BMW getting themselves off to a good start here this season. Sean Galligan and Joshua Michaels both going to victory lane early on in the season. Hope you guys enjoyed this race. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to become part of the crew today. Here comes your official full finish results. Overall point stands and rookie points from Infineon heading into next week when all four of our series take to the high banks of Talladega Super Speedway. Last of Us Light Series, Oreo Truck Series, Global Cup Series, and Snickers Cup Series at Talladega Super Speedway. It's sure to be a great Talladega event in that entire weekend. So hope you'll tune in for that, and we will see you guys next time here. As you've been watching a production of the NNSCRA, offline racing at its best. Sean Henley got turned by Dunham, and he saved it. What are these guys doing? Oh, and Henley just got turned now. That time he got turned. Logan Wilson is flipping on his roof. Dylan Young is collected. Sitnowski's collected. Dylan Young is now flipping. Cittadino's involved. Mary Cole is in it. Drew Austin has been collected, and Dylan Young continues to flip. Now comes to rest. There is our caution.